Welcome. Can I help you?
Oh, shit.
I have just one question. Are you sleeping with him?
I'm gonna get you folks some bread.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing today? In my last video, I just reviewed Ghost of the Machine, which has which anniversary is tomorrow, after 29 years. There's two more movies that also share that anniversary. One of which I'm going to review now, and then tomorrow I'm going to review the second one. This one that I'm going to review now, it's called In Good Company. And it came out back in 2004. It's like 18 years old, and we'll be 18 years old tomorrow. It stars Dennis Quaid, Topher Grace, and Scarlett Johannsen. The movie follows Dennis Quaid, who plays Dan Foreman, a sports ad advertising executive for a company called Sports America, who has been demoted from his corporate job after a younger executive kind of comes in and takes his place, and who actually winds up being his boss. This younger guy is played by Topher Grace. His name is, I believe his name is Carter, and basically there's like this takeover between two other companies that are kind of threatening to put this company out of business, and unfortunately, with the company that Dan and Carter now work for, they're having to make cuts, and that's creating some tension between the two of them and their former employees. Meanwhile, Carter meets his oldest daughter, Alex, played by Scarlett Johannsen, who's just now starting college in NYU, and they begin like this little romance kind of behind Dan's back, and he doesn't know about it until one day he kind of gets suspicious when he sees them walking together at his birthday party, and so he follows them into a cafe shop, and he pretty much kind of gets upset. You know, he basically asks her straight up, "Are you sleeping with him?" I mean, I don't blame him. He's upset that, you know, his daughter is sleeping with his boss. And this, you know, it's funny because, you know, he's like 50 years old, and then Carter is like 26. So yeah, he's got a 26-year-old boss, and he's a veteran. This company, he's been in this company for like 25 years. But yeah, that's the basic story, and things get kind of tense and everything with the takeover and everything. But yeah, this is a great movie right here. It took me until about a couple of years ago to finally watch this. I had never watched this up until a couple of years ago, and I had heard it was really good. You know, I just never got around to watching it. And I loved Dennis Quaid. I really liked Topher Grace, and even Scarlett Johannsen. And this is a great movie. I'm happy to report that this is a really great movie. It's funny. It's got some drama. It's got a little drama in there, and it's a little romance too. But it's more drama heavy a little bit because of the whole thing with the job and having to fire people, and it's really relevant to this. It's really relevant to this day and age, because, you know, when you've been in a job for so many years, and then all of a sudden these other companies are kind of trying to come in and take it over, you know, you really kind of find yourself in danger of losing your job, and you're thinking, you know, what are you going to do when you lose your job, you know? And unfortunately, like with some of his former employees, you know, in the film, he had the painstaking task of having to let them go. And I know how that feels. I really do, because, I mean, they were just, you know, really close coworkers. The first job I ever had, I had to get laid off after being there for 3 years, and my dad was the one that had to do it. And I know it was really hard for him, and it was hard on me. It was my first job, and I thought it was doomsday. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was depressed. I was stressed for like a month and a half, 2 months. I couldn't find a job anywhere, and I wound up getting sick. I wound up getting sick over it. I got the flu, so it was. It's actually pretty relatable to me because I've been there. But yeah, it's a really good movie. Great performances from Topher Grace, Dennis Quaid, and Scarlett Johannsen. Great performances by Quaid and Grace with their roles, and then great chemistry between Topher Grace and Scarlett Johansson. You really feel it there, and there's a great supporting cast as well. There's Mark Helgenberger who plays Dan's wife. David Paymer's in this as one of the employees that he has to cut. Clark Gregg is also in here. He's like one of the leaders of one of the companies that's is involved in the takeover, as well as Philip Baker Hall. He's good. Let's see, Selma Blair is in this too as Carter's ex-wife. Frankie Faison, he has a small part in this. But yeah, and also Xena Gray, who plays his youngest daughter, Dan's youngest daughter, who was also in Snow Day and Summer Catch. But yeah, In Good Company, a great romantic comedy / drama. More emphasis on the drama part. And there's some fun, like I said, there's some funny parts in there. The romance between Scarlett Johansson and Topher Grace is great. But yeah, I love Dennis Quaid. This is only like the second time that I've seen it, because I actually watched it last night, and it's one of my favorite movies from Dennis Quaid. I think it's one of Topher Grace's best movies. Scarlett Johannsen, she's just wonderful to see on screen, in anything, whether it's comedy, drama, in the Marvel universe, as Black Widow. She's terrific. I'm just gonna say I'm not a big Marvel fan. I really am not. All I really like is Deadpool and Ant-Man, and that's about it. I don't really care too much about Spider-Man. I'm not very much in the DC either. I don't care for Superman all that much. I like Batman. That's about it. Even though I have not watched the Batman, I will be honest with you on that. I have not seen the Batman, so unfortunately, it will not show up on my top 10 movies of 2022 because I just haven't seen it and I haven't had any desire to watch it. But anyway, yes, In Good Company. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I'm not quite sure where it's streaming, but it's a good movie. It's highly suggest go checking it out if you like Topher Grace, if you like Dennis Quaid. But yeah, don't forget. I'm gonna have my top 10 horror movies and my top 10 movies of 2022 ready for you guys this weekend. I love you guys. You guys are the greatest. I really appreciate your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below if you've seen In Good Company. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me your thoughts. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.